And we are live on Spirituality Gone Wild. I am here with Debbie G, President, Founder, and CEO of co-founder and CEO of Spirituality Gone Wild.
Ta-ta!
Big fancy title, right?
Yeah, that was like, yeah, totally not necessary. But thanks.
I know. I'm giving you a
I
hard
love
time.
that. Well, you know, I am Debbie G. I'm the gratitude whisperer. That's my newest one, David.
I like that. Well, gratitude's very important. You know, it's a big part of Taya is forgiveness all the way to the point of appreciation, which is gratitude. Gratitude for everything, even the negative stuff in our life. How about that?
Oh, yeah. Boom, bombalicious.
Here's something I found on the web.
Oh.
According to utah.edu, gratitude
Alexa,
is simply the feeling.
Alexa was telling us about gratitude.
Are you serious right now? Oh my God. I want to know.
I didn't even say her name, and she's telling us that means that she is listening all the time.
No, that tells me, okay, so Spirit wanted us to hear whatever Alexa had to say. Alexa, tell us about gratitude.
Here's the Wikipedia article on gratitude. Gratitude, thankfulness, or gratefulness, from the Latin word gratus pleasing, thankful, is a feeling of appreciation felt by and or similar positive response shown by the recipient of kindness, gifts, help, favors, or other types of generosity towards the giver of such gifts. Would you like me to continue?
No, thank you. That was plenty on gratitude. Alexa, we're very grateful for you.
Sorry, I'm not sure about that.
Okay.
So I have Alexa all over my house, and you know, there's just no escaping her piping in sometimes.
If you keep saying her name, like she's going to listen to you.
But we didn't say her name. We did not say her name at all. And she kind of interrupted and started talking about gratitude, which was really cool.
Or maybe it's the stream.
There are no accidents, you know. There are no accidents.
There is absolutely no accidents. And what I love about that is it gave I thought Alexa had a good explanation. I thought that was a really good one. Are we live? I have no comments.
Yeah, we've got people watching. There are actually people watching this shtick right now, hoping to see the stream, I'm sure. We're going to get to that. We're going to be channeling the stream in a little bit. If you have questions for the stream, go ahead and start typing them in right now. Nothing is taboo. Nothing's off limits. The stream is only limited to my intellect and vocabulary, so I just need to be able to understand your question. That's about it.
Yep.
Let's see some people coming on now.
I want to say, yay, Plow Zone. Woo. Oops. I tell people, when you're watching me, turn me down. And what do? I just don't listen to myself. Women on Purpose. I love this. This is way cool. And hi, Donna. Oh, this is rad. Guess what, David? I can see YouTube comments.
Yeah. Well, that's the nice thing about this technology that you turned me on to. We can go to YouTube and we can go to Facebook at the same time, and they both can type in questions. So very cool. So wherever you're watching us right now, if you have questions for the stream, I'm going to be channeling the stream in just a few minutes. Go ahead and start typing your questions in right now for them. And you can ask anything you want. Like I said earlier, nothing's taboo, nothing's off limits. Hi, Melbourne. We have so many people in Australia. You know, in boot camp, we've had several people take Taya Bootcamp from Australia. And there's at least one in there right now from Australia. So it's cool that there's a lot of streamers in Australia, it seems. So very, very cool.
Is it Matt from Australia?
Matt is from Australia. And I was a lot of the people that work in my business are in Sydney. In fact, the majority of the people that work in my business are in Sydney. So yeah. So it's cool. They work, you know, all night long. I'm on my phone answering questions while they're working over there. Then they're asleep, you know, during the day here, and I do my thing here. So it works out beautifully.
I love that.
Of course. So yeah, I was just on the Lauren Gailey's show. We did live channeling there. The stream answered questions there. And then we went to an after party Zoom meeting, which was kind of cool. So some of her super fans of her show were on the after party. So I got to meet some of them and answer some questions. So I'm in the zone right now. So we can bring the stream in anytime you want. And then Debbie was on my show, my other show this week, my radio show. I have a radio show. If you haven't heard it, it's on Om Times Radio, which is actually a FM radio channel, I think in Pennsylvania. But more importantly, it's streamed online, so you can listen to it anywhere. And I'm live every Monday at 2 p.m. Pacific on Om Times, and it's the Stream of David show, and it's a full-on live radio show. And Debbie has worked in radio before, so we had a really good time on Monday, didn't we?
Oh my God, it was crazy fun. I love radio. You know, that's how I got started with everything was radio. You know,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's
I
great.
love radio and podcasting because I think you can
Yeah.
really connect with people really deeply, and they're commuting, they're in their car, they're on the train, they're on the bus, whatever, and they're listening, and they can really absorb material in that setting, and they get really inspired by the stream, especially when I channel on those mediums. So I will be channeling on the radio show at some point. Right now, I'm just kind of getting used to it. I've got to get co-hosts in there to do that with me, just like I have Debbie doing this now. Because when I go into channeling mode, flipping through and reading and scrolling questions and all that is not the easiest thing for me while I'm channeling. It's my own limitation that I'm placing on myself, I'm sure, as all things are. But yeah, get your hi, Shar. So I am happy to see all of you on here saying hello. So let's get some questions going for the stream. And we always talk about Taya Bootcamp on here too, because Debbie, if you don't know what Taya is, it's a spiritual practice that I created for myself, really, with the teachings of the stream. And it changed my life so profoundly that I reached a place a few years back where I just couldn't not share it anymore. I came out of the closet as a channel in my late 40s. I started a podcast called The Stream of David. I wrote a book called The Stream, Eternal Wisdom for a Better Life. That's out there. And I, 2 years ago, created a boot camp program that was sort of an abundance breakthroughs boot camp program, because I'm all about helping people identify and release their abundance blocks, whatever your version of abundance is, whatever you want to change in your life that's not working. And it's funny because I just got off this other show and we had a lot of people on that were saying, as we always say, you know, it seems like the things that I want most in my life are the things that I'm not manifesting.
Mm-hmm.
And the top three, and you work with these too, the top three are money, health, and relationships. Over and over and over again, people really get stuck there because we need those things to be working in our lives, so we believe, to be happy. And there's nothing wrong with wanting to have satisfying relationships in your life, romantic and otherwise. And there's nothing wrong, of course, with wanting to be healthy. I think it's the most important thing, because we can have all that other stuff going on. If we're not healthy, we're not enjoying it. And then, of course, in our society, we do need money. I am the first to say that money is not a ticket to happiness. I've manifested a lot of money throughout my entire life, and I've been miserable for a large chunk of my life because I wasn't manifesting in the other areas. I placed too much emphasis on money.
Mm-hmm.
But with that said, if you want to travel in this world and you want to have a roof over your head and you want to have food to eat and clothes to wear and you want to help other people and you want to have, you know, amazing experiences, all that stuff takes money. So money's not a bad thing. The only time money becomes a bad thing is when you get fear around money, the fear of not having enough of it, the fear of believing you have to do certain things to get it. And, you know, there are people at the top that manifest money with ease and they spend it with ease and they're happy with it. And it's great. There's other people at the top that believe they never have enough because that money is sort of taking place of their source connection. Money is their God, right?
Yeah.
And that's why you see people that have lots of money, more than they can possibly spend in a lifetime, that still have to have more. They want all the money. They want 6 houses and a yacht and a jet and all these things. And you have to stop and ask yourself, is that really making you happy? Do you really need all the stuff to make you happy? Some stuff is great. But if you're going on this accumulation spree and believe that you need a stockpile of millions and millions of dollars, is that coming from abundance or is that coming from fear and lack?
I think it's fear and lack.
Yeah.
I know. Well, actually, I mean, I do. Look at look at people that are like holding, I've done it when I've held on to stuff, you know, oh, I can't get rid of this or I can't do that because I'm in lack mode. I'm in fear mode. How I shifted that was going through what's called Taya Bootcamp. It means trusting your abundance. I'm serious right now. How that you get to that stage and that point in your life where you are happy regardless of what your external circumstances look like. I highly encourage you to go on this journey through Taya. I did, and it rocked, you know, and it's so I had somebody tell me, David, I don't want to get I actually need to talk to the stream about this.
Okay, we'll save it for the stream because I'm going to challenge just a minute. I see an interesting question too for the stream that just popped up. So,
Okay, cool.
yeah.
I love that. Hey, Deb.
All right. So Taya
Channel.
Bootcamp, just to go into that really quick. So Debbie's a graduate of Taya Bootcamp. You can, after the show, we'll put this up. My Southern just came out. You can visit thestreamofdavid.com/Taya and learn more about the Taya spiritual practice. We reference that in here all the time. And Taya Bootcamp, the website will tell you all about the Taya spiritual practice. And then you can then get in and learn more about Taya Bootcamp. You can see testimonials from people that have been through it. We have numerous testimonials now, people that go through boot camp to learn how to write a new code for their life, to elevate their default vibration, release fear, allow trust, and really transform your life in any direction that you want to transform it to. And it works on all topics. That's the beauty of it. You get in and learn how to generally raise your vibration and get the things that you want flowing into your life. So we have stories now of miraculous healing, certainly wealth creation and money. And I say it like that because that ends up being not the most important thing to most people that go through Taya Bootcamp. They really get into the daily joy and the source connection and just that love of self and that confidence and that knowing that the universe is always going to provide no matter what, even when it looks like it's not, it does. That's the place where people that take Taya Bootcamp want to go. Everything else is just sort of icing on the cake. Yeah. Because when you raise your default vibration, you get up in that high vibrational state, suddenly you're no longer in the state of needing a lot of money to be happy. And you're no longer in a state of needing a romantic relationship to be happy. You're no longer in a state of needing things to change to be happy. You find your path to happy without all that stuff. And then the good news is that then when you get in that high vibrational state where you're not needing it, you're no longer pushing against it, and it comes into your life and it works beautifully. And it's amazing how that works. But generally, when we're not receiving the things that we want, it's because we're trying too hard to manifest them. We're needing them. And I always say the universe only answers yes. So if you're in a state of needing something, a boyfriend, a girlfriend, more money, a better job, a better body, you're going to stay in that perpetual state of needing. Mm-hmm. Because the universe just says, yes, you're right. You need it. Yes, you're right. You need it. Yes, 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 you need it. And that's all you're going to get is the more needing.
Yeah, it's just not any fun.
That's not where it's at.
Well, I don't find myself to be the happiest, but actually, you know what? I'm really great. I've manifested some really opportune moments to either choose to be happy where I was at or to go into victim mode. And I am grateful today that I know how, even if I do slip into victim, I can spiral my way right back up and get out of that mess, get out of that icky poo-poo. So.
Yeah, people that are in victim mode, here's a little PSA warning for you. If you're in victim mode, you're probably not going to like the stream.
Yeah.
It's okay. Open your mind and maybe they'll help get you out of victim mode. Because when you take control of your life and you say, okay, I manifest all of this, the good and the bad, all the way back to birth, and you really get to understanding how you manifest negative things as a child, which is really hard for people to understand. But once you understand it and you get the higher perspective of it, then it's like, wow, I have so much power in my life now because I understand that I manifested all of that. And now I not only understand that I manifested it, I've even found a path to appreciating it. Appreciating my contrast and appreciating the contrast of others, and contrast being the mix of positive and negative that we're receiving all the time. So with that said, that's what Taya Bootcamp's all about. You can go to thestreamofdavid.com/Taya. I'll put up for you one more time. And that's not it. You can tell I've been doing this all day today. You can go to that website after the broadcast and you can learn more about the Taya spiritual practice and Taya Bootcamp. And when you are on there, you will see it. You'll have an opportunity to book a call with our team. That's a discovery meeting to learn more about Taya Bootcamp if you think you're ready to take it. And if you get on that call and mention Debbie G, you actually get a little bonus just for watching this program. And that is in the form of, one of the things you get with Taya Bootcamp is you get an hour with the stream. So I channel the stream personally for you, which is a different experience than channeling it here. It's you and me on a Zoom. I go into channeling mode. I channel the stream. The stream helps you identify your abundance blocks. It's a guidance system where they guide you to actually doing it. They're always going to turn everything back on you and talk about your personal power, your source connection, your abilities. They're really empowering you to do a lot of these things yourselves. And they've empowered me to do the same thing. And that's what I love about it, is that it's not the answer to everything. It's a path to finding the answers for yourself, which is an amazing experience once you do. So you get an hour with the stream, then you get boot camp, which is a 10-week program. It takes people usually longer than that to get through it. And you're learning the Taya spiritual practice in Taya Bootcamp. And the beauty of using the Debbie, dropping Debbie's name on those calls is we give you an extra hour with the stream. And most people that go through boot camp don't need a second hour with the stream anytime soon, but you can use it in the future when you get out and you're using the practice in your daily life. If you fall off the wagon a little bit, or you just need a little tune up, or you need some additional clarity, you can use the hour anytime you want, or you can take that hour and gift it to somebody else. And I've had people, pay a lot of money to take boot camp, and we do the hour with the stream, and they get off the call and say, wow, that was worth the whole price right there. I always laugh and say, no, it's not. You've got work to do in here to really get your value out of this. There's a lot of work in boot camp.
Actually, that's what I think
you're changing your belief system and your vibration, and obviously that's not easy to do, or everybody would just do it.
Yeah. Well, I got to say this, that one of the things I love about that I personally dug about boot camp is that you aren't doing it for us. A lot of times some classes, if you're not doing the work, you're not doing the work. Because you show up and you're just not, it's like they're not in alignment. You already know. But that's the key, is getting back to loving yourself wholeheartedly. Listen, if I've given away my power to blah, 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 blah outside of me, and then I start realizing, oh my God, I get to choose how I want to respond. I get to choose not to come from uh, my reactive reptilian brain. I'm choosing to just be and looking for the gratitude in that second.
Now, when you state that you can find gratitude for the best and worst of what's happened to you in your life, you're in a very high vibrational place. And everybody can be there, but we're all in a different state of vibration. And that's the important thing to remember, is that when you're up at high vibration, you have access to so much that you're cutting yourself off from when you're down in lower vibration. And the beauty of all that is that the vibrational spiral does not discriminate. We all have the power to go up and down our spiral, regardless of where we are or where we've been. But yeah, you got to get out of the victim mode to get there. And if you're in victim mode, like I said, you might want to turn the channel now to something else, because you're probably not going to like what the stream has to share with you.
Well,
but in love for sure.
Actually, I do want to talk about that. It's okay not to like everything that comes through. It's okay to disagree, and it's okay to have your own opinion, because the fact is that that's where you need to be. Don't ever even think that that's right or wrong, because it's not. It's all good. Like, that's beautiful, because then your curiosity kicks in. You start getting creative with your thinking, and who knows what will come out of that for you. So I love it when, if it doesn't, good. Don't just accept everything you hear. Don't just
I love the
yeah.
stream says that too. The stream says, if our message doesn't resonate with you, move on. You're not in the right place. If it does, you're absolutely in the right place. And I love the idea of there's no one size fits all. It's very easy to get into spiritual practice and be, anti-religion.
Right.
And, I had my own experience with religion, and I certainly walked away from organized religion many years ago. But I know there's a lot of people that are really served by organized religion, and that's fine. And there's other people that are living lives as complete atheists and don't believe in anything beyond what's going on in physical right now. That's fine too.
Let's love them too.
Yeah, the stream's message is here for people who are aligned with it. And if you found your way here, you're in some way aligned with it. So
there's some powerhouses in the audience right now, and they know their power, and I know their power. So if you're on this right now, that's because you're going to be tapping into some of that. Remember, we're here to remember who we are and the beauty of that, and to release anything that's no longer serving your best and highest good. So, with that, do you have any questions, you guys, that are seriously so pressing? Maybe you're embarrassed to ask anybody else. Well, you can ask us. You can ask me, and we're gonna go through. And I just want everyone to know that I love you. And let's have a rockin' next 40 minutes. All right.
we are here.
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Okay. I'm actually going to kind of go a little out of order with the questions here, because Deborah's pertains to the conversation we were all just having. So exactly, it's like school. If a person doesn't do the work, the person won't reap the rewards from the knowledge. So we were talking about doing the work. Let's explain what the work is.
And you are referencing the vibrational work that you would do in a practice such as the Taya practice, and your work is the term work is very broad, and it can have negative connotations throughout humanity, of course, and there are some that believe anything that is spiritual should not be work at all, and we understand that perspective as well. But the work that is done is vibrational work. It is mindset work. It is those of you who are ready to operate your lives from what we would refer to as a higher perspective, a perspective that is available to each and every one of you. We flow through into all creation, including all of you. And in doing so, you have a connection to this message. And of course, much of humanity drowns this message out. Much of this humanity will listen to the teachings of others and follow that path. And others of humanity will set out on their own and not follow the teachings of anyone. There is no right or wrong in any of this. There is no right or wrong path to any of this. And the message that we want you to understand is that you're all on your unique independent journeys here. And when you are through with this very brief human life, this little blip in time, in terms of linear time, compared to the wholeness of who you all return to the same state. You all return to pure positive energy, regardless of how your life experience played out, every single time. And you are all infinite beings, and you are all absolutely experiencing what we refer to as contrast, the mix of positive and negative in your lives, and you are manifesting all of it. And you are continually vibrating at different frequencies up and down a virtual vibrational spiral due to polarity. You are all impacted by polarity, and you know this at your core, because there are some days that you are up in very high vibration, while other days you are down. You are in negative vibration. You are not energized. You are lethargic. You are not positive. You are pessimistic. You are worried. You're in fear. But understand that as much as polarity impacts all of that, your focused thought has even greater impact on that. You can think your way and trigger your way right down your spiral, or you can think your way and trigger your way right up.
Perfect. Absolutely wonderful. How does that resonate, everybody? Because that just really, really hit me beautifully. Let's talk about guilt. Nita wants to know, what about guilt? Guilt and shame and blame. Let's talk about that.
Judgment is a human condition. We are not judging anything on your planet. We are not judging any of you. There's no assertion of rules or behaviors from us whatsoever. You are truly here on your own in a physical environment, vibrating with our energy, but making your choices as far as where you are focusing. And that is the beauty of your lives. You get to choose every single time. And if you find yourself winding down what you would consider a dark or unwanted path, it's because you have manifested that path for yourself. And you have not manifested it necessarily because you want it or you deserve it or you're paying retribution for something that happened in another experience. You are doing that of your choices. And the sum of your choices very often is due to what you've been taught as a human being. Your very judgmental points of view. And at your core, you're all judgmental, because you are here to discern your preferences toward what you like and what you don't like. And at your very best, you are manifesting more of what you like and less of what you don't like. But you're not all there. You're all on this path, this journey. And it's important that you understand that there is a much larger version of you, a higher vibrational version of you that is omnipresent, omniscient, eternal, that is truly powering you through this lifetime. That, combined with your human ego, is what is moving you through this lifetime experience. And you will, at some point, either while you're alive or after your death experience, where you return to your completed state, come to understand and realize that your negative and your positive all serve a purpose for you. And you are expanding regardless of your decisions. You're expanding regardless of how your life is turning out. But if your life is not to your liking right now, it's because your focused thought and your subconscious, which is created via your focused thought, is vibrating at that level. That is your vibrational set point. Whatever is going on for you, your health, your finances, your relationships, where you physically live, how you feel every day, all of that is your vibrational set point, and you are all capable of changing it. But you're taught exactly opposite of that in your society. You're taught to be fearful of it. You are taught to be more judgmental. You are taught to very much live in a 30-day cycle of very fear-based economics. Do this thing that you don't like to gather some dollars and go buy those things that you think you need to soothe your disconnection from your stream. That is what you are taught in your society. And many of you are finding your paths to teaching such as this, understanding that that is not the case. Not at all. There's no accumulation of material things or wealth that's going to replace your disconnection from your stream. And you all have access to it, regardless of where you are, how you're feeling. You can find your paths to this from any space. And when you do, and when you find appreciation for whatever it is, however it is, then you begin to raise your vibration. And when you begin to raise your vibration, you begin to see more of the things that you want flowing into your reality and fewer of the things that you don't want.
Beautiful. Again, you guys, let me know how this is resonating for you, and keep those questions flowing. I'll do my best to get to all of them, but I may not be able to get to all of them. So if not, we'll answer them afterwards. So the coronavirus, Shar is she's a healthcare worker, and she's been trying not to pay attention to this big fear that's out there about the coronavirus, but every day it seems to be hitting the airways that this has become a more of an epidemic to be concerned about. And she doesn't have masks and gloves and things like that. And so she says, any advice to this?
First, we would guide you to understand that there have been many things in your lifetimes, regardless of your age in human years, that you have encountered that amounted to fear-mongering. Fear is a very useful tool in your society, and it is used to control you. It is used to drive commerce. Fear is used to drive your stock market up and down, and you see results of that. And understand that the people at the very top economically are thrilled when the stock market drops, because then everything's on sale and they go in and snap up more shares, understanding that this current wave of fear is very temporary and the stock market shall rise again, and they will become even more enriched with that. Understand that those that are wishing to sell you vaccines and masks and hand sanitizer and things of this, all of that plays together to whip up this fear, and your news media is in on it. Your news media understands that if you are very fearful about something, you're going to be glued to the television. Your politicians understand that igniting fear changes the economy and changes the political landscape. Your other politicians understand that creating a distraction from other things that are going on takes them out of the news cycle. Fear is used against you. And when you are allowing fear to be your motivation toward anything, we promise you, you are heading down a path that you're not going to like very much. And when it comes to any sort of health epidemic, it's important that you set your sights toward excellent health, toward your body, every cell of your being healthy, and understanding that it's okay to take reasonable precautions, but living in a state of fear is only going to perpetuate your epidemic. That's where all epidemics come from. That's where all your recessions come from. All driven by group fear. But then you go and look at the science, look at the physical actual evidence of how many people have actually been negatively impacted by it, and you realize in comparison to the wholeness of humanity, it's nothing. It will grow with fear, however. But you all create your own bubbles of reality, and you decide what you participate in and what you do not. David was speaking of such a thing earlier on another show, and stating that he learned this trick during the last recession. He decided he was not going to participate in it. He did not. And he earned more money year after year after year. And then after that, every epidemic that came along, every financial threat that came along, he made the conscious decision that he was not going to participate. He did that, of course, with our guidance, but he is now sharing this message, our guidance, for all of you. It's up to you whether you follow it or not. And it really is as easy as you deciding to release fear, to move on from any fear mongering that you encounter on your planet, and understanding that we speak often of detuning. The Taya practice that we have delivered for your benefit, should you choose it, is very much about releasing fear and detuning. And there's a process to this. There's a process to detuning fear in your vibration. If you've had a fear-based vibration for your entire life, you're not going to sit in one meditation, most likely, and eradicate the level of fear that you're accustomed to experiencing. You're going to have to detune it. It takes some work, and it is work to change your vibration. But if you release fear and allow trust, your entire life will improve in every area. And there is no end in sight to what you can achieve. There is truly no ceiling to what you can achieve as a physically manifested being. You have yet to see it. Understand that you have records that are broken all the time. You are always evolving and doing better and better and better. And yet you look at your world, and it's easy for you to conclude that it's going downhill, that things are getting worse. And yet there's another epidemic, and your politics are falling apart and your religions are falling apart. Why is that? That is because you are coming together like never before, communicating like never before globally in a very short amount of time, and thus vibrating at a higher level, thus becoming more enlightened as physically manifested human beings, thus questioning all of these institutions and seeing them begin to crumble beneath your feet. There's evidence of what we teach all around you. You simply have to open your eyes to it and understand that the detuning of fear is a process that you're all capable of. You would not be here hearing these words if you were not capable of it.
Wonderful. Again, guys, let me know how this is resonating, and if you have more questions prompted from what you're hearing. Before that I go into this next question, I just want to preface this. So Deborah, I'm going to go into your question. However, I want you to know that there probably isn't going to be an answer of whether or not that people are okay that are missing, but rather to show you maybe how to cope and detune the fear right now. Okay, and I just had to preface that for you, Deb, so that you understand that being able to do that isn't something that we're here to do. But I love you. So she says, Deb, my daughter and 2 grandkids have been missing from Mexico for 7 to 8 days now. And after leaving an abusive spouse, wants to know if they're alive, and asking all of these positive sources on Facebook because she's a worried mom who's also survived domestic violence.
The question is very understandable, and you may encounter a bit of frustration seeking answers from all sources, certainly, to try and figure out an answer to this, and understanding to step back and allow others to live their contrast when they are so close to you, again, is a very long road and a very long process, and we are not guiding you there at this time. We are guiding you to have faith that for a best possible outcome. And that is the very best thing that you could do, is sit in faith of the very best possible outcome, and know that and feel that and send the positive vibrations, and understand that there are all sorts of things happening in your physical world that we are not here to simply lay out an easy solution to. These are all vibrational things, and we always guide you back to your own internal power, understanding that the very best that you can offer is a very high vibrational, loving sending of positive energy in that direction, and knowing that the very best possible outcome is what you're going to receive.
That is wonderful.
And truly feeling the warmth and love that is flowing to you all the time. understanding that you are a receptor of that at all times, even when you are down, and sitting and breathing and sitting in that loving connection that you can make. And you're not going to escape wanting the best possible outcome, but be that broad and general about it. That's very important at this time in your experience. You are experiencing a great deal of contrast in this, and the answers to it is something that is going to unfold and reveal itself to you over a period of time. And the very best and the very worst of humanity is at play all around you all of the time, and it's all from your human perspective. But finding a path to being up your spiral in gratitude for their safety and appreciation of them is a very high vibrational state for you to take yourself to, that will be soothing to you, and you will be offering the most to them.
Okay, Deb, let me know how that sits with you, honey. And thank you everybody who's giving her extra love. I appreciate you doing that.
There's a reason that you are all here, and there's a reason that the asker of the question is here, and the collective consciousness of love and in high vibrations will result in the best possible outcome, whatever that is. And whatever it is something that will unfold and reveal itself to you as your life progresses.
Thank you. So Donna would like to know, how do I keep my vibration up when I'm extremely stressed and busy, aggravated at work?
The shifting of vibrations is the easiest path to that is through appreciation. Debbie speaks very often of gratitude, and you are in the right place, because finding gratitude for your work will deliver you from the stress and frustration. Truly bringing yourself to a state of believing that the universe will always take care of you, regardless of whether you have that employment or not. Disconnecting from the deep need for that employment. And we are not telling you to go and quit your job. In fact, if you are in that vibration and you leave that employment, you're going to find yourself right back in that situation again, very likely, because that is your current vibration. You have manifested your path there. We understand that it does not feel like that. It feels like something that you took on from a very high vibration and enjoyed very much, and then it shifted to something different and the vibration dropped, and suddenly you found yourself in a situation that is no longer pleasing. But understand that all of that is due to your focus and your mindset, and that is truly the good news, because your focus and your mindset is the thing that is truly locking you in that space, not the activities that are going on around you. So find a path to appreciation, even for that which you do not appreciate right now, and understand that that is the clearest path to improving your conditions in your current situation and delivering you something that will be an improvement from it.
I love that. Thank you. So Deb, welcome. I haven't seen you in a while. And she's just like, why am I here? What is this purpose for me? Why am I here? That's what she wants to know.
You are on a journey of self-discovery that you are prolonging a bit, because you are allowing yourself to sort of bang around up and down your spiral. And that is why the why am I here question comes about from anyone. You're trying to figure out your life's purpose, but understand that there is no assigned purpose for your life. That is the beauty of your life experience. Just like there are certainly those that ask questions of us to tell them secrets or predict something for them or change something for them. And we are here to tell you that your contrast, your positive and your negative experiences are why you're here. And this is a very, very temporary life experience compared to the wholeness of your soul consciousness being. And life and death is viewed very differently from a higher perspective, because you all do it endlessly. And from that perspective, understand that whatever's going on in your human life, you're sort of coming in, and we are using human words to the best of David's ability at this point. You are sort of coming into a physical environment and slowing down to earthly time, and having this linear earthly human experience that is absolutely one of contrast. And some of you experience greater contrast than others. Some of you have diagnosis that cause you to experience higher fluctuations than others, but you're all fluctuating on some level, and it all ends up with the same results for you of sometimes being up in a state of joy and clarity removing fear from the equation, from that higher vibrational state, and getting very clear that you can truly have or do or be anything that you want. And from that higher vibrational stance, understanding that if you stay up there, and that is the work that we speak of, if you stay up there most of the time in belief, in truly trusting your abundance, trusting the universe to deliver anything that you want, suddenly a whole new world opens up to you, and you begin choosing a purpose, choosing a path, understanding that things are going to twist and turn and open up for you, and you will end up doing something that you would never imagine doing. David is 52 years old, and at 42 would have never imagined doing what he is sitting here doing right now. Never imagined telling another soul on the planet that he could channel. He did not want this from that perspective. He was terrified of anyone finding out. He was terrified of someone thinking that he was crazy or faking or channeling something satanic at that point. And all of that is shifted through his focus and his allowing and his releasing of fear and raising his vibration. He has reinvented his life into a direction where he now shares our message freely and could care less if someone is not into it or does not believe it. And you are all capable of reaching that state. You are all capable of reaching that state regardless of where you are right now, regardless of your age, regardless of where you have been. It does not matter. Your life purpose is for you to discover. And if you are not discovering it, it's because you are encumbering yourself. You are waiting for answers outside of you. And we are truly original thought and the source of all creation, but we are not here to delve in and control you. We are not here to read your every thought. We are not here to whisper secrets to you of what your life path is. We would never take that away from you, because we understand that from your higher perspective, you are here for that very reason of figuring that out. And even if you don't, and you return to your completed state, you will look back and realize that you had a very satisfying life experience.
Thank you. Darcy, I know that I create my reality. I receive what I put out there. I totally get that. Why then do I continue to have negative energy and negative self-conversations? This is good. Self-conversation.
This is we teach a tool in boot camp that is one of many tools that we teach. And we are here to share this with you right now. This is a tool that we taught David long ago that you're all going to learn. Those of you are going to benefit greatly from hearing this. That if you take that negative voice that exists in you and you separate it from you, and give it a separate identity. David named his Claude. He did not know anyone named Claude. The name Claude did not mean anything to him. It was just a name that to him did not sound particularly positive. So he named his negative voice, his voice of limiting beliefs, Claude, and he separated it visually from himself. He made it sort of a little cloud that existed out next to him. And anytime Claude would chime in with, you are not good enough, you are not healthy enough, you are not thin enough, you are not attractive enough, you are not smart enough, you're not wealthy enough, you're never going to do this, you're never going to do that, you're not capable. You all have this little chattery voice that you all develop, and you are all taught to develop this, to limit yourselves, truly. He named his Claude, he separated it from himself so that he could recognize it when it chimed in, and he began muting it. He would say things such as, shut up, Claude, not now, Claude. We're not going to play the let's beat up David game right now, Claude. Go away, Claude. And it took a little work and it took a little time, but his Claude is gone now. He no longer has that voice of limiting beliefs. That is one of the reasons he's able to sit and share this message with all of you. And he now teaches this to people in his boot camp program as one of the first lessons that he teaches. And you can all do this. We have delivered this all to you. You can all name your voice of limiting beliefs, separate it from you, and begin hitting the mute button when it chimes in. And there is some work to be done to do this. And in doing this work, you will really start to shift your vibration. When your voice of limiting beliefs is muted, you will start to change your lives.
Wonderful. How can guiding others to stop the broken record, to stop repeating the story, and how do we guide them to lift up the needle off of the broken record that's skipping and skipping? And why does it serve them to stay in that victim state?
You are all taught that it is a very widely held belief across all of humanity that you need to stay in this victim state because it takes your power away. the ones in the know, the ones that you may refer to as the ones at the top earners in your society, the 1%ers, all understand that you keeping a sort of a middle class society marching along a sheep's path, controlled highly by fear, living in a 30-day cycle of commerce, serves them. And it serves a certain level of order, and your leaders that's were seeking to create societies, created your communities based on this knowledge that fear controls, and some of them truly believed that they were teaching you this fear for your own good. That going and getting the same education and going and getting the same type of jobs and going and acquiring the same type of house and the same type of car and the same set of bills and marching along that path and pairing off and reproducing children to create more citizens served a purpose in building societies. But the negative of that is it took your power away from you. So it advanced humanity. There's contrast on every topic. It advanced humanity in that, look how advanced you are now. You are so advanced that you are coming to understand that you no longer need that. You no longer need that level of control. You no longer need to march along a sheep's path. In fact, we often state that your children are born up to speed with the time that you're born into. And the youngest ones in your society, the millennials and the ones that are even younger than that, all get this on a higher level than the older generations do. That's why you see them playing their days away. That's why you see them not signing on and staying in a job for 20 years. That's why you see them not bothering to get married or have children or be in even a traditional type of relationship. That is all human-based teachings and that are very much revolve around society creation. And you don't need it anymore. You've evolved past that. That's why you see the younger generations not living by those rules, not paying attention to politics, not giving it any power, not subscribing to organized religion, not giving it any power, not necessarily sticking themselves in one place, country of origin, living where they want to do, doing what they want to do, how they want to do it, and playing more of the time than they're working. And doing so very happily. And the older generations look back at them in frustration because they don't identify with it. They were taught, get a job, get married, have children, save for retirement, and die. And that was the perfect thing for them to live in that experience at that time. But no more. You are moving beyond the need for that, clearly. This is why you're seeing your world shift so dramatically, so fast. This is why you're seeing your organized religions and your governments begin to crumble and be questioned. Because you don't need them anymore. And you're all coming to understand that now. And you're all claiming your own personal power. And this is why we tell you that we are not going to read you and give you all the answers. We would not take that away from you. And we are not going to give you a life direction. We would not take that away from you. We are guiding you to go inward and to find your own personal power. And we understand that the crux of the question was claiming your power, but still having some level of blockage and some level of not getting exactly everything that you want. But understand that you're not here to get every single thing that you want instantaneously. That's why there is polarity. That's why no matter what you do, you're going to go down this spiral sometime and create some obstacles. But you can reach a place where you meet your obstacles in joy, understanding that that is your next opportunity for expansion. Because all you need to do is go up your spiral and you're going to solve that obstacle every single time because you created it. And you cannot create an obstacle that you cannot also solve. And in solving it, you are expanding as a human being, but more importantly, you are expanding as a soul consciousness, eternal being. In living this lifetime and living through your contrast, and even the darkest days of your human existences all serve a purpose of driving you deeper, driving your expansion, driving you to a place where you have to think on a higher level to make sense of the things that have happened to you. And many of you on this broadcast right now are exactly that, and you are vibrationally aligned with the exact topic that we are covering because you have lived through great darkness. You have lived through pain. And there are times that you're triggered back there. There are times that you are not always happy. You're not fully trusting your abundance. You're not finding a path necessarily immediately to a state of continual joy. But you can. And you're in the right place right now if you wish to do so with this message. And the joy is not about living in perfection. The joy is about appreciating everything that is, understanding that it ultimately serves you. And when you look at the most negative areas of your life and think, instead of I was a victim, this was thrust upon me, how could they do this to me? This was a transgressor for me, thinking I manifested that. Even as a small child, somehow I manifested that. I placed myself in the path of that abuse, or that illness or that situation or that poverty, how is that serving me? How did that serve my expansion? And that is your journey, figuring that out. And you will.
Big, 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 huge. That was a big one to swallow, everybody. I know. Stream's classic for that. So let us know how that resonates. Personally, I know that going through Taya has brought me to the space of living what he just explained. Okay. So when I bring up the question about victim, I bring it up for a good reason, because I want you all to realize that you can change it now. And with that, we are coming up on the hour. This happened for me, not to me, has always been my thought and message. Good one. I love that, Deb.
That's a very good mindset. And understand that you will dip down your spiral regardless of your expansion, regardless of your journey. When you go down your spiral, you are almost literally a different human being than you are when you're up. This is why when you get into a quarrel with another and go down your spiral, you say things that you later say that you did not mean. The truth is, down your spiral, you did mean those things, but you were down your spiral. So it's important not to judge yourselves or others from where they are on their spiral. And that is not the wholeness of who they are. Very important lesson for all of you, if you have not already received it, to understand that when one goes down their spiral, they are behaving in such a way that is not indicative of the wholeness of who they are. And that holds true for you as well.
That is beautiful. This has been a really powerful live. I don't see any other questions. So any last messages?
We have shared a lot, and there have been some very deep and painful things revealed here. And it's important to understand that our intention is to guide all of you up your spiral to a place of joy where all the solutions lie. And it's not always easy when you're down your spiral and you're in a state of grief or in deep despair to absorb all of this. These are teachings that you are best absorbed from a higher vibration. And when you are down in sort of a crisis space, the most important thing that you can do is step back and breathe and soothe yourself, and not necessarily even be online looking for answers in that moment. That self-soothing and appreciation and finding a path to the light from dark is really where you need to be, because there's no answer that you're going to receive from another or anyone that is really going to ring true and truly soothe you until you know the outcome. That's why we guide you to understand that the best that you can offer is your high vibrational intention toward them for the best possible outcome, and leave it in the hands of the universe, and understand that whatever the outcome is, it was the collective intention of all involved. And that there is no right or wrong amount of years to live a life. There's no amount of joy or disparity. There is no measuring any of that in the energetic realm. And you're in a physical realm, but you can reach that perspective here and now in your physical state, where you see your life and more importantly, the lives of those that you love from a higher perspective, and truly step back and allow them to live their contrast. That is not saying that you're going to wish ill things for them. You can wish for them the best, but you cannot control them. We often hear you speak of healing others and things of this nature. The power that you have to heal others lies in their ability to believe that you are the healer, because truly they are healing themselves. You may be the conduit that brings them there, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. But you know that you cannot heal another that is not open to receive your healing, because they are truly doing it. That is the message that we are going to leave you with. That was the unanswered piece to the puzzle for this interaction. And this has been an absolutely joyous experience for us, and we know for you as well. And if some of this has stretched your imagination and perhaps even blown your mind a bit, we challenge you to come back and view it again and again and again until it all begins to fall into place. Because our teachings very often are multi-layered, and sometimes there's a lot of information that is delivered in a short amount of time that goes very deep. And if it sparked your interest, even if it riled you a little bit, then you know you're in the right place, and it's the right thing for you to come back and experience it again. With much love, that is all we have.
Hot damn. Oh my God. Woo.
The tears.
Man, that was a whopper. And you know what was badass? He answered one of the most important questions at the end that I totally didn't get to, and I'm so sorry. But guess what? Oh my God, he got it. He does this when he's live too.
What? Cry?
Right. You get gratitude tears.
When they depart, and it's been really powerful. I've just spent the last 4 hours channeling. I'm just so up and so buzzy, and so I feel it's like, you know, your tears are like there's like this emotion that's so powerful that you can't handle it, and it comes out in tears, good and bad. Well, obviously, it's really good when they depart, and that's why I get the tears at the end of the channeling sometimes, because they definitely came on this go round.
Yeah, it rocked, dude. Absolutely freaking
But thank you all for making a 52-year-old man cry.
Not the first, David. You're not the first. No.
It's good to have a good cry. All right. I guess I'm the host of the show, truly, so I need to wrap it up, right? No, I'm in a daze when I get through channeling, always. So thank you, Debbie. Always. Again, if you didn't hear our radio show, Debbie was on with me as my guest on my Om Times radio show, the Stream of David show. It's every Monday at 2:00 Pacific on Om Times Radio. You can go to Om Times Radio and hear the replay. We also, it takes a few days after the live show, I get that back in recording, and I actually put that out as the podcast now. So if you're listening to the Stream of David podcast, if you haven't listened to it before, you can go all the way back to the beginning, and it builds upon itself. It's really cool because in the beginning, you get the very basic teachings of the stream on all these topics. And then we roll into going really deep into some crazy topics. And then we start having guests on about a year into it. And then it just sort of morphed into other things. But if you haven't listened to it, go to the very beginning. Start from day one. The stream was very different back then. And that was just in 2017. It wasn't that long ago. But check out the Stream of David podcast. And now we take the Stream of David show, which is a live radio show, and we put that out as a podcast as well, so you can get it anywhere. So thank you all for watching. If you are interested in learning more about the Taya spiritual practice and Taya Bootcamp, let me put this up again. There we go. Go right now to thestreamofdavid.com/Taya, TYA, and you can learn about the spiritual practice that Debbie is a part of, that I'm a part of. It's not a religion. It's not a cult. There's no rules. There's no judgment. You're not asked to give all your belongings away or anything like that. So there is a Taya spiritual practice. I teach it a lot in Law of Attraction 2.0, which is our other Facebook group. I'm on there every Thursday at 4 p.m. Pacific doing this. I may be doing it tomorrow with Debbie if she'll do it, because Mr. Matt's getting married tomorrow.
Oh, is he really?
Matt is getting married. After Taya Bootcamp, his whole relationship changed, and now they got engaged, and now they're getting married. So
no joke.
Another Taya marriage. So Matt's getting married tomorrow, so he won't be able to host. So if you can host, it'd be great. We can talk about that. But anyway, the group is Law of Attraction 2.0. Law of Attraction 2.0 really is Taya, but nobody really knows what Taya is other than people that are Taya practitioners at this point. So it is the next evolution of Law of Attraction. It's really understanding positive and negative, how it all serves us, a much deeper understanding of how universal law really works. And then these tools that I created really to change my life that I now teach other people. And I see people all over the world changing their lives with this stuff. So go visit thestreamofdavid.com/Taya. Learn about that. You can learn about the bootcamp program. Bootcamps for people that are really ready to get in and make a big commitment to changing their lives. And it works. And you can see lots of testimonial videos from real people that have made major shifts in their lives in all sorts of subjects. I've been talking for so long now, my voice is about to go.
Yeah, and you know what? It's from real people, not Alexa. You know what, David? You would be rad on Alexa, by the way. Just thought I'd mention that.
I'm on Alexa. You can say, Alexa, who is David Strickle?
Here's something I found on World Atlas. David Moronga is the
David Moronga. Alexa, who paid for you? Alexa.
That one.
Alexa.
There is no.
Alexa, who is David Strickle?
Here's something I found on World Atlas.
David Moronga.
David Moronga is the 14th Chief Justice and President of the Supreme Court of the Republic of Kenya. He was officially appointed on October 19, 2016.
All right, Alexa, thanks. Well, my Alexa in the living room, because she says David Strickle is an author and a medium. Like I'm a medium? Okay, I guess people call me that. I don't know. But that was funny, but I guess I'm not getting any love from Alexa in here.
I love that. That's just
It's
funny.
so funny. If you got Alexa at home, ask her who David Strickle is and see if she knows.
I
Yeah,
do. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna go see. Well, let's say congratulations to Matt right now. This is just awesome.
I'll post my my bottled water to Matt. Congratulations on your marriage. He'll see this at some point. He watches all of them.
And I can't wait actually, because you know what? Apparently, join Taya Bootcamp, and there's gonna David, I bet you and I wind up being Taya marriages. Not you and I, because that's not. I know. Don't
Not
freak out.
possible.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
It's possible, but yeah, it's not going to happen.
No, it's not possible.
Nah,
You don't like girls.
no.
Well, he likes girls. Don't get me wrong. We're great friends.
Yeah, I was going to say you're one of my best friends, so of course I like women.
Yeah, but it's
not that
just
way.
not that like that.
No. No, the channel of the stream likes dudes.
Yep.
Oh.
Anyway.
Fucking. Anyway, so I'm glad you're enjoying this banner and the fact that my own Alexa doesn't even know who I am. It's terrible.
Well, I'm so sorry.
That was actually the funniest thing that could have possibly happened. Like, let's keep your ego in check here, Mr. Strickle.
Oh my God! Right.
But we all now know who the Supreme Court Justice in Kenya is.
Okay. A
little. It's not geography. What is it? Civics lesson.
I'm excited.
Hello, Kenyan Civics. Anyway, thank you all so much for watching. Thank you, Debbie. I'm going to go online now. I've been channeling all day, but it's been a lovely experience as always. Namaste, everybody. Thank you all so much. Bye now.